Welcome to Wumu TV. I'm here with Will from Jasper and the Company of Others. I'm Luciana, and tonight we're gonna find out a few things about Will and his band. So, Will, what made you apply for Worcester Music Festival and play for free?
Every year when the Worcester Music Festival is on, we always apply. It's always great fun. We always have some of the best gigs we have all year there, and then the reason we play for free is just to help support the charities that the festival works for. Being last year, it was my mum's charity, New Hope, so it was really cool to sort of really get involved with it and try and raise some money. And then after the festival, it was nice because obviously I then get to see where the benefits of the money at the charity. So that's one of the reasons. But it just seems to have always been the thing to do if you're a musician in Worcester, is to play the festival.
Yeah.
It's it's the musical highlight of the year.
Yeah.
For a musician,
Okay, that's great. So you mentioned having played with the festival before.
Yeah.
How many years have you been playing for the Worcester Music Festival?
Let me think. I think 3 years. This is going to be my 4th year this year, so this should be my 4th year. So.
Okay. And have you been playing with other bands as well?
Yeah, I played with the band at the moment, which is Jasper and the Company of Others, and then my previous band, Scarlet Comina. That was who I played with the first time we played the Worcester Music Festival.
Okay, that's great. And what has the Worcester Music Festival actually brought to you?
It's always helped us expand our fan base as a band. Me personally, is obviously, like I said earlier, just some of the best gigs that we've played have always been the Worcester Music Festival. And yeah, it's always been great, great fun, great atmosphere. Just not only to play them, but to go around and watch the other bands as well. There's so much on, and you always miss something. But then that's the joy of it. You also catch something you weren't expecting as well.
Yeah, definitely. So if you were to pick one of the bands or one of the acts that are playing in Worcester Music Festival, which one would you say is definitely the one to watch?
The ones that are playing this year?
Yeah.
Well, I think there's a few bands, because this year, it's the first year I've done promotion for the Worcester Music Festival, so I put a few bands on myself. And personally for me, there's bands from out of town which I've tried to put on to try and get them into Worcester, because from being a musician playing in a band, you see a lot of great acts on the road, and it's just trying to get some of these great acts, bring them to Worcester, so other people in Worcester can experience it. One of these such bands is a band that's going to be playing at the Mars Bar on the Sunday, which is a band called Seas of Mirth, and they're from Nottingham. And it's quite funny because they're a pirate band.
Oh. And
they're really good sort of folk music, but they're essentially a pirate band. They all dress up, but they come from Nottingham, which is the most landlocked place in the country.
Okay.
So there's a bit of irony there, but they're a really good band, and people should check them out. Also. A band called Just James that are playing at the Firefly. They're a live drum and bass band, and if you like your drum and bass and you like your live music, it's a great combination and a great band to watch. I'd recommend them, yeah.
Absolutely, and there's Jasper in the Company of Others.
Yeah. Come see Jasper.
Okay. What is your opinion about the Worcester music scene?
The Worcester music scene is it's a difficult one really, because there's a lot of good bands and a lot of good artists, but at the moment it seems, instead of there being gigs with bands like the usual setup where you get 3 or 4 bands playing a night and you have a headliner and an opening act, and it seems now there's more open mic nights where it's a bit more of a free-for-all. It's not necessarily a bad thing or a good thing, it's just that just seems the way it goes at the moment. And as much as I like the open mic nights, and I think they're a good thing for the music scene, I'd like to see a few more proper gigs put on as opposed to open mic nights. I think that would be a little bit better and would help, really. Because it's all good playing open mic nights, you get great experience playing live, and you get to try out new material, and people go along and watch it, get great enjoyment from it. But I think what you can do with an actual set, when you know you've got 30 minutes and you've got a group, let's say you've got 6 songs, and picking the right 6 songs and getting that half an hour set down to an art,
Yeah.
This I think is really is a talent in itself, which is kind of lost when you do an open mic night and you just get up and you play 2 or 3 songs.
Yeah, especially songs
Yeah.
that are not your own original
Yeah,
songs.
there's that as well.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Jasper and the company of others are doing quite a few gigs at the moment.
We're doing quite a few at the moment.
Yeah. What would you say makes your band popular? What would you say is unique about Jasper?
That's a hard question. I think, well, I mean, the obvious thing is we have a ukulele player in our band, and I've not yet seen another band with a ukulele player. Obviously, there's also the dynamics within the band, obviously, with an acoustic guitar, an acoustic ukulele, and a lot of people think that that makes for an acoustic music. And so in the past, we've had a lot of people trying to put us on acoustic stages, and we then turn up with a drum kit and a bass amp. And then they're like, well, we can't have you on because it's too loud. And it's like, well, we never said we're an acoustic band.
Yeah.
And I think it's because we use acoustic instruments, which predominantly are quite quiet, and then we bring in the bass and the drums. It really creates a good sound that people aren't really expecting, because they're either used to hearing electric guitars with bass guitars and drums, or they used to hearing maybe a bit more down the folk route of hearing different instruments like like mandolins, banjos, accordions and things like that on violins, and this is something in the middle of the two. It's going to be very rocky and powerful at times, and then other times it can be quite folky and quiet.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what gives us our uniqueness, really.
Okay, so if you were to summarize all that in one word, even tougher, I know, or Jasper and the company of others, what would that word be?
I couldn't begin. I mean, we've used words like folk pop, funky pop, and stuff like that, and we've yet to decide on a genre for what we would class ourselves as.
Okay.
So either come back to me in a year and ask me again.
What do you think makes Worcester Music Festival special?
Well, the Worcester Music Festival is special for a couple of reasons. The first is obviously it's all run by volunteers, which spend a lot of time dedicated to the festival, which I don't think a lot of people realise how much work is involved. And the good thing is it's all done for charities, which is different. There's a lot of the other festivals, it's all for profit, it's all people trying to make money, which is fair enough because it's business and you need business and within this world. But to see people do it off their own back, spend their time and their money and put so much hours into it to raise money for the charities is great, and that's what really sets it apart from other festivals and what makes it unique and wonderful.
Definitely. Thank you very much for that. And when it comes to your memories of festivals in general, what's your best memory of playing a festival?
Any festival or the Worcester Music Festival?
I'd say the Worcester Music Festival.
The Worcester Music Festival, I think, I don't know, was it? No, not last year, but the year before last, so that would have been 2011. We played at the Firefly pub in Rosemore, and it was our first Worcester Music Festival as Jasper and the company of others, and we were playing upstairs, and we were playing our set, going through all our songs, and everyone was enjoying it. The room was full of people, they were all dancing and singing along, and it was a great atmosphere. And then right at the end of our set, we played the very last song, and we did the big rock and roll ending, and we went to put our instruments down, and as we finished playing our instruments, the crowd started cheering. But the crowd was about 3 or 4 times louder than we were when we were playing just. So we went from thinking, right, it'll get quiet now, and then instead it got louder. And that was just, all of us just took a step back and were just like, wow, that's really nice, And that's a memory that sticks out for me, even to this day.
Yeah.